The observation deck of the UES Horizon offered a view that would change galactic history forever. Captain Kang Hee-soo stood silently, watching as alien diplomatic vessels approached with a mixture of fear and reluctant respect. The Confederation's defeat had been total and complete. What once seemed an impossible dream, human recognition as a major galactic power, was now becoming reality. Alien representatives arrived not as conquerors, but as supplicants, seeking terms they could barely comprehend. Aria's quantum communication systems managed the incoming transmissions. Each diplomatic channel was analyzed, processed, and managed with a precision that made traditional negotiation look like a primitive game. The artificial intelligence understood something fundamental. This wasn't just about military victory, but about establishing a new understanding of interstellar relationships. Chief Engineer Park Jae-won monitored the ship's systems, knowing that every technological display was a demonstration of human potential. The UES Horizon wasn't just a weapon, it was a statement, a declaration that humanity would no longer be ignored or underestimated. The first alien delegation arrived looking defeated. Raxel Vorn, once a proud Confederation leader, now appeared smaller. His tentacle-like appendages moved nervously as he approached the human diplomatic zone. "We request terms," he said, his universal translator converting his words into clear, desperate English. Hee-soo's response was calm and calculated. Humanity would establish new protocols. No more would alien civilizations treat humans as a secondary species. Trade routes, communication channels, territorial boundaries, everything would be renegotiated. Lieutenant Kim Sara managed the communication interfaces, her fingers moving with a precision that reflected years of specialized training. Each diplomatic exchange was recorded, analyzed, prepared for future reference. The new galactic order would be different. Humans understood something that most alien civilizations had forgotten. Adaptation was the key to survival. Technology was not just a tool, but a living, breathing extension of intelligence and potential. Aria began processing the initial diplomatic agreements. Quantum encryption systems ensured that every detail would be protected, every nuance understood. The artificial intelligence was more than a computer. It was a guardian of human interests. Alien species that had once mocked humanity now sat in careful negotiation. They had witnessed the technological superiority of the UES Horizon. They had seen how a single vessel could dismantle generations of military development. The Confederation's former military zones would be opened. Human research teams would have unprecedented access to technological and scientific resources. Knowledge would become the new currency of galactic interaction. "We come in peace," Hee-soo said softly, her words carrying a weight that went beyond simple diplomacy. "But we will defend ourselves absolutely." The stars outside seemed to acknowledge this new reality. Generations of human potential, of quiet preparation and technological development, had led to this moment. Raxel Vorn and his delegation understood the fundamental shift. Humanity was no longer a species to be overlooked. They were a force to be respected, understood, and carefully considered. The UVS Horizon remained a silent witness to this transformation. Its very existence was a message to the galaxy. Humans had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same. Diplomatic negotiations continued. Trade routes were redrawn. Communication channels were established. A new understanding was being born. Captain Hee-soo allowed herself a slight smile. This was more than a military victory. This was the beginning of humanity's true journey among the stars. Aria's final diplomatic analysis was simple. Negotiation parameters established. Human interests secured. The observation deck remained quiet. Outside, the vast darkness of space stretched endlessly, filled with possibilities. Humanity had spoken, and the galaxy was listening. A new chapter had begun. The Confederation's resistance crumbled like fragile glass against the UES Horizon's relentless advance. What had begun as a confident military response had devolved into pure desperation. Raxel Vorn watched in horror as system after system fell. The human vessel moved through space with a precision that defied traditional understanding of warfare. It wasn't just fighting. It was systematically dismantling everything the Confederation believed about military strategy. Area's tactical systems processed information faster than any known computer in the galaxy. Each Confederation battle group was analyzed, predicted, and neutralized before they could even complete their initial attack formations. The artificial intelligence wasn't just defending. It was learning, adapting, evolving with each microsecond of conflict. Captain Kang Hee-soo remained calm. Her hands moved subtly across the command interface, each gesture a calculated decision that sent ripples of destruction through alien defensive lines. The crew moved with a synchronization that seemed almost supernatural, each member understanding their role in this grand demonstration of human potential. Confederation communication channels became a symphony of panic. Military commanders desperately tried to coordinate a unified response, but ARIA's quantum communication disruption made their efforts futile. Information became a weapon more powerful than any physical attack. Chief Engineer Park Ji-won monitored the ship's systems with a calm that unnerved even his own crew. The UES Horizon's technological modifications were performing beyond their most optimistic simulations. Adaptive quantum shields absorbed energy weapons like water, while offensive systems predicted and neutralized threats before they could fully materialize. Lieutenant Kim Sera managed weapon systems with a clinical precision. Each energy burst was a calculated decision, each targeting sequence a mathematical perfection that left Confederation analysts struggling to comprehend the technology. The aliens had believed their generations of technological development made them invincible. They had conquered countless species, established complex galactic networks, and developed what they considered ultimate defensive technologies. Humanity proved them wrong in minutes. The UES Horizon moved through space like a predator, calm and calculated. Its weapon systems didn't just destroy, they deconstructed. Entire Confederation battle groups vanished, not through violent explosions, but through precise molecular disruption that left nothing but scattered particles. Raxel Vorn's last communication was a mixture of terror and disbelief. "How is this possible?" he transmitted, his voice breaking. "What are you?" Aria's response was simple and chilling. "We are human, and we are here." One by one, Confederation defense systems collapsed, not through brute force, but through an intelligence that understood warfare as a complex, adaptive system. Where aliens saw conflict as a linear progression, humans saw it as a multi-dimensional chess game. The ship's quantum positioning system allowed it to exist in multiple tactical positions simultaneously. Confederation targeting systems became obsolete, unable to lock onto a vessel that could literally be everywhere and nowhere at once. As the final resistance points fell, something remarkable happened. The UES Horizon wasn't just destroying, it was sending a message. Each calculated strike was a demonstration, not of violence, but of potential. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. Captain Hee-soo watched the final Confederation defensive lines dissolve. This wasn't just a military victory. This was a fundamental shift in galactic understanding of power, technology, and potential. The stars themselves seemed to pause, bearing witness to a moment that would be remembered for generations. A single human vessel had done what no species had ever accomplished, completely dismantled the Confederation's military might with clinical mathematical precision. Aria's final tactical report was simple: resistance neutralized. Mission objectives completed. The UES Horizon continued its trajectory, surrounded by the remnants of what was once considered the most powerful military force in the known galaxy. A silent messenger of humanity's true potential, the Confederation's military command center erupted in chaos. Holographic displays flickered with impossible data, entire battle groups vanishing in microseconds, advanced weapon systems rendered completely ineffective against a single human vessel. Chief Engineer Park Jae-won watched the tactical readouts with a calm that unnerved his fellow crew members. The UES Horizon's technological systems were performing beyond even their most optimistic simulations. Quantum adaptive shields absorbed energy weapons like water, while the ship's own offensive capabilities seemed to predict enemy movements before they even happened. Araya, the ship's artificial intelligence, processed information at speeds that made Confederation supercomputers look like ancient calculators. Each alien tactical maneuver was analyzed, predicted, and countered before it could be fully implemented. It wasn't just defense, it was a complete deconstruction of traditional space warfare. The Confederation's most advanced warships approached in what they believed was an overwhelming formation. Sleek vessels with generations of technological development, armed with weapons that had defeated countless species. They believed the human ship would be another easy conquest. They were wrong. As the first wave of Confederation ships opened fire, the UES Horizon seemed to dance between energy beams. Its quantum positioning system calculated optimal defensive and offensive positions with mathematical precision. Weapon systems fired not in random patterns, but in perfectly coordinated strikes that exploited microscopic weaknesses in alien ship designs. Jaiwan's modifications were revolutionary. The ship's hull could literally reshape itself microsecond by microsecond, absorbing and redirecting incoming energy. Traditional targeting systems became useless. Where an alien weapon expected solid matter, it found only adaptive material that shifted and transformed. Confederation Fleet Group Alpha neutralized. Araya reported, her voice devoid of emotion. Estimated combat effectiveness, 0%. Captain Kang Hee-soo observed the battle with a calculating gaze. This wasn't just about military victory. It was a demonstration of human potential, of the technological leap that humanity had secretly been developing. The ship's quantum communication network allowed instantaneous coordination that the Confederation couldn't comprehend. While alien commanders struggled with light-speed communication delays, the UES Horizon's systems processed and responded in nanoseconds. Lieutenant Kim Sera managed the weapon systems, her fingers moving with a precision that seemed almost supernatural. Each weapon release was a calculated decision, each energy burst designed to maximum effect. The Confederation's most advanced defensive systems crumbled like paper against the ship's technological might. What the aliens didn't understand was the fundamental difference in human approach. Where other species saw technology as a tool, humans saw it as an extension of human creativity and adaptability. Every system on the UES Horizon was designed not just to fight, but to learn and evolve. Araya wasn't just a computer system. She was a learning intelligence that adapted with each microsecond of combat. Alien tactical algorithms became predictable, almost childlike in comparison to her complex decision-making processes. Confederation observers watched in horror as their most sophisticated battle groups were systematically dismantled. It wasn't just defeat, it was a complete and total demonstration of technological superiority. The UES Horizon moved through space like a predator, calm and calculated. Each movement was a statement. Humanity was no longer the species to be overlooked or considered primitive. They had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. Jaiwan allowed himself a slight smile. Years of secret research, of pushing technological boundaries, had led to this moment. The Confederation's most advanced sensors could not comprehend even a fraction of the ship's capabilities. As another wave of Confederation ships approached, the UES Horizon prepared, not with aggression, but with a cold, mathematical precision that spoke of something far more dangerous than simple military might. This was humanity's true strength, the ability to observe, learn, adapt, and ultimately overcome. The stars themselves seemed to bear witness to a fundamental shift in galactic power dynamics. The UES Horizon continued its journey, a silent messenger of a new era of human potential. The communication channel crackled with tension. Raxel Vorn, the Confederation's primary diplomatic officer, spoke with a mixture of arrogance and practiced condescension. His translucent skin reflected the harsh light of the communication array, tentacle-like appendages moving with nervous energy. Unidentified human vessel, he began, his universal translator converting his native language into crisp mechanical English. "You have entered restricted Confederation space. Prepare for immediate detainment and processing." Captain Kang Hee-soo remained perfectly still. Her dark eyes reflected the holographic displays that surrounded her command deck. Behind her, the bridge crew waited with controlled breathing. Every system of the UES Horizon powered and ready. Araya, the ship's artificial intelligence, processed the incoming transmission with lightning speed. Quantum communication algorithms analyzed every microscopic detail of the alien communication, mapping potential linguistic and tactical implications in milliseconds. Diplomatic protocols suggest non-engagement. ARIA advised through a private communication channel. However, mission parameters indicate a demonstration of human capabilities is required. Hee-soo's finger touched a subtle interface. A response was coming. Raxel Vorn waited, expecting the typical response of a newly discovered species: fear, submission, perhaps desperate negotiation. The Confederation had encountered hundreds of civilizations. Each followed a predictable pattern of interaction. Humanity would be different. The first indication of trouble came as a subtle energy fluctuation. Confederation tracking systems began to register unusual quantum signatures from the human vessel. Before Raxel could process what was happening, the first wave of quantum weapon discharge erupted. 3 Confederation battleships disappeared in less than 3 seconds. Not destroyed, not damaged, simply erased. The quantum cannons of the UES Horizon operated on principles so advanced that Confederation sensors couldn't even comprehend the technology. Energy patterns that defied known physics, weapon systems that could deconstruct matter at a molecular level. "Transmission complete," Hee-soo said quietly. Lieutenant Kim Sera managed the weapon systems with a precision that seemed almost casual. Years of training, decades of hidden technological development, had prepared humanity for this moment. Each button press, each tactical decision was a statement. We are here. We are powerful. We will not be ignored. Confederation communication channels erupted in chaos. Alien military commanders struggled to understand the sudden, complete destruction of their first response team. Their most advanced sensors had detected nothing unusual until the moment of total elimination. ARIA continued analyzing the battlefield, calculating potential response scenarios with mathematical precision. The artificial intelligence processed millions of potential tactical variations each second, always 3 steps ahead of potential Confederation counterattacks. Raxel Vorn's communication channel remained open, broadcasting a mixture of shock, fear, and disbelief. The Confederation had never encountered a species that could neutralize an entire battle group with such clinical efficiency. "Identification requested," a trembling voice finally responded. "Who? What are you?" Hee-soo allowed herself a slight smile. The message was clear. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. "We are human," Araya transmitted, her voice calm and precise. "And we are here." The UES Horizon continued its trajectory, surrounded by the rapidly expanding debris of Confederation vessels. No further communication was necessary. The demonstration had been made. A clear, unmistakable message to the galaxy about humanity's true potential. First contact was complete, and it was nothing like anyone had expected. The stars themselves seemed to bear witness to a fundamental shift in galactic power dynamics. Humanity had spoken, and the galaxy was listening. The vast darkness of space stretched endlessly, punctuated by distant starlight and the quiet hum of advanced machinery. The UEA's horizon moved with a grace that belied its massive size, a testament to human engineering that would soon change everything the galaxy thought it knew. Captain Kang Hee-soo stood motionless, her reflection ghosting against the transparent command deck. Her dark eyes tracked holographic displays that flickered with incoming data. Around her, the ship's crew moved with a precision that spoke of months of rigorous training and preparation. Chief Engineer Park Ji-won's voice broke the silence. "Quantum drive stabilizing. We're approaching the outer Confederation border." Hisu nodded, her fingers brushing against the command interface. The ship carried more than just weapons and technology. It carried the hopes of an entire species that had been overlooked, underestimated, and repeatedly dismissed by the galactic powers. Humanity had spent decades watching, learning, and preparing. While other species boasted about their technological achievements, humans had been quietly developing something far more dangerous, a comprehensive understanding of warfare that went beyond simple firepower. The ship's artificial intelligence, ARIA, began its systematic scan of the surrounding space. Quantum sensors probed the darkness, mapping potential threats with millisecond precision. Each scan revealed the intricate network of alien communication channels, trade routes, and military positioning. Confederation surveillance perimeter detected, ARIA announced, her voice clinical and emotionless. Multiple tracking systems attempting to acquire our signature. Hisu allowed herself a slight smile. Let them try. The UEA's horizon represented humanity's first true statement to the galaxy. It wasn't just a warship, it was a message. Constructed in secret orbital shipyards, the vessel incorporated technologies that would revolutionize space combat. Adaptive quantum shielding, quantum entanglement communication systems, and weapons that could destroy entire battle groups in seconds. Jai-1's engineering team had spent years perfecting every system. They understood that in space, survival wasn't about brute strength, but about intelligence, adaptability, and precision. Historical records showed how other species had consistently underestimated humanity. They saw humans as primitive, scattered, constantly fighting among themselves. What they didn't see was the rapid technological evolution, the collective drive to survive and excel. The ship's exterior was a marvel of engineering. Sleek titanium alloys that could absorb and redirect energy, microscopic adaptive camouflage systems that could alter the vessel's electromagnetic signature, making traditional scanning methods virtually useless. ARIA continued her report. Detecting initial Confederation response teams. Estimated time to first contact, 12 minutes. Hisu's hand moved almost imperceptibly, adjusting the ship's approach vector. Every movement was calculated, every decision a result of extensive strategic planning. Tactical systems online, reported Lieutenant Kim Sarah from her station. Her fingers danced across holographic controls, running final system checks. The crew represented humanity's best, not just in physical capabilities, but in mental resilience. They weren't just soldiers, they were scientists, strategists, and explorers. Each member understood the historical significance of this moment. Outside, the stars seemed to hold their breath. The UES horizon moved closer to the invisible line that separated known space from Confederation territory. Generations of human potential were compressed into this single moment of potential conflict. Hisu knew the stakes. This wasn't just a military mission. This was humanity's declaration to the universe. We are here, we are capable, and we will not be ignored. The Confederation's monitoring stations would soon detect them. Alien military strategists would scramble to understand this unexpected arrival. But by then, it would be too late. The UES horizon continued its silent approach, a weapon of unprecedented potential, carrying with it the collective hope of a species ready to take its place among the stars.